So the film Army of the Dead comes out on Friday. It is directed by Zack Snyder, and originally I was planning to do a top 5 Zack Snyder movies. However, I don't have the time in my schedule to sit down and watch Batman v Superman and the Snyder cut of Justice League, both of which I have not seen. I also haven't seen the Owl movie that he did like 10 years ago that is apparently incredible. So basically, if I were to do a top 5 list now, it would include Sucker Punch. There's just no way around it. However, in the meantime, I'm going to give you something I've wanted to do for a little while now. My podcast, the Greg and Matt Movie Chat, which I did along with CinemaCon, check out his channel down below, recently wrapped up. However, we did talk about a lot of great actors and directors, including Adam Sandler, Kirsten Dunst, Vince Vaughn, the Coen brothers. So I'm going to be doing top 10 lists because I've seen so many of their movies that I might as well do something to show my appreciation to these artists. To start it all off, let's start with Adam Sandler. There are some honorable mentions, mainly Spanglish and Click. These are two movies that they didn't quite work for me as much as I wanted them to, but they are decent movies. They have a great performance from Adam Sandler in each of them, and those movies are really a toss-up between my number 10 slot, which is Reign Over Me. Reign Over Me is kind of an underrated movie. It's also not a great movie, but it has a lot of greatness in it. Adam Sandler plays a guy who lost his family in the 9/11 attacks. It's a super serious subject for Adam Sandler to be tackling. However, he's doing it with so much grace and so much respect that it's hard not to appreciate what he's doing in this film. He's playing a character who's trying to repress all of his sad memories and just kind of live a very simple life, and Don Cheadle is there trying to help him work through some of his problems. So if you're trying to see a little bit more of Adam Sandler's range and some of his dramatic chops, I would check out Reign Over Me. Again, not a great movie, but it does have a cameo from Donald Sutherland, and that is worth something. Number 9 is 50 First Dates. This was one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies growing up. I think that his chemistry with Drew Barrymore is the best, and this is a movie that's just really sweet. Basically, Drew Barrymore has short-term memory loss, and every day Adam Sandler has to make her fall in love with him. And it can be a very sad movie at times, but for the most part, Adam Sandler's charm, charisma, and just overall likability makes this movie a lot more watchable than it would be in somebody else's hands. This does have its fair share of problems, like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. You know, Rob Schneider is playing a incredibly insensitive character. But on the greater scale, I feel like this movie is trying to do something nice and for the most part succeeds. Also, the song Forgetful Lucy, what a banger. Coming in at number 8 is a movie I appreciate more when I think about it rather than when I watch it, and that is Funny People. Thinking about it, I like the ideas that it's conveying. I like the performances, especially Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen. But watching it, oh my god, this movie is so fucking long. It's a comedy that's 2.5 hours long. Like, really? We couldn't do this in like an hour 45. Anyway, Adam Sandler gives one of his best performances. He's playing a guy who's kind of unlikable and is kind of a fucking asshole. However, because it's Adam Sandler, you're able to get behind him and like him. He's kind of self-pitying, he's kind of self-sabotaging, and he's kind of playing a reflection of himself, even though he's like apparently the nicest guy ever in real life. So this is a very interesting movie to think about and analyze, and I think that the performances in this movie make up for the fact that this movie is just way too goddamn long. Seriously, Judd Apatow, get a fucking editor. Coming in at number 7 is the movie that I think put Adam Sandler on the map, and that is Billy Madison. This movie is just hilarious. It's a stupid, stupid movie, and the concept is ridiculous. It's a fully grown man going back to repeat grades 1 to 12, and like, no one has a problem with it. Everyone's just like, yeah, come on back. It's a really, really dumb comedy, but it's just really friggin' funny. Whether it's Adam Sandler playing dodgeball with a bunch of kids and being way too rough with them, or if he's trying to literally have sex with his really hot 3rd grade teacher. This is a really, really funny movie. It's also got some sweetness in it. You can see how Adam Sandler is just very likable, and the characters he's playing, while they might be slackers and kind of dumb and annoying, they are good people and they do care about their friends, and that's what's really important. I would say check this one out if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen this one, what are you doing? Coming in at number 6 is my favorite Adam Sandler movie growing up, and that is Big Daddy. This one is just so sweet. You know, Adam Sandler, he does a really good job of balancing comedy with really, really sweet moments, and you'll see that with number 5 as well. Basically, it's the same thing as Billy Madison. It's a slacker, doesn't have a lot going for him, and he decides, you know what, I gotta try and give this kid a home who doesn't have a family. Of course, at first, it's to kind of win back his girlfriend who he's been having some problems with, but in the long run, he does learn to be a more mature adult, which I think is a really great message. Joey Lauren Adams is also in this movie, and I think, honestly, Adam Sandler and Joey Lauren Adams have incredible chemistry. It's like Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler, and then Joey Lauren Adams just like right under there. Also, Adam Sandler won the Razzie for this movie. Like, seriously, he won the Razzie for this movie and not Little Nicky. Come on. Also, midway through this list, I just realized I forgot to mention Hotel Transylvania. Great movie. Okay, the whole franchise, I'm sure, I haven't seen all the movies, but I saw the first one and it's great. Those are honorable mentions. If I had thought about this a little bit more, probably would have been in the list, but I'm a dummy. So coming in at number 5 is a lot of people's favorite Adam Sandler movie, and that is The Wedding Singer. This one introduced him and Drew Barrymore, and they have incredible chemistry. Rewatching this last summer, I realized, like, oh my god, Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler aren't actually like together in this movie a lot. You know, it's because she's with another guy. And there are parts of this movie that are really sad and really kind of hard to watch. Probably his most heartbreaking movie of the ones that he has written. And I absolutely love it. Also, I love 80s music. I love the 80s aesthetic, so this being set in the 80s is just awesome. If you haven't seen this movie already, what happened? At number 4, we got a movie from my favorite director of all time, and that is Paul Thomas Anderson. This is Punch Drunk Love. Adam Sandler is playing basically every other character that he's played in all of his movies. Somebody who has just very short temper and is extremely angry, but it's done in a more dramatic way. He's playing a guy named Barry who is just a very, very lonely and sad person. However, when he finds love, it really turns his life around. This was Adam Sandler's first serious outing as a dramatic actor, and it got him his only Golden Globe nomination. I have problems with that. I think he should have been nominated for many, many more, but this is a great movie, and I actually consider this movie to be lower on the list of PTA movies that I have seen. It's not my favorite by any means, and I do have some issues with it. However, Adam Sandler's performance in this movie really makes this film, and when your performance makes a PTA movie, you're an amazing actor. Number 3 is another director that I really appreciate and admire, and that is Noah Baumbach. The Meyerowitz Stories New and Selected. Before I saw this film, I thought Ben Stiller was the star of this movie, and then when I started watching it, I realized, oh, the star of this movie is kind of Adam Sandler. Again, Adam Sandler is playing another character who's not loud and obnoxious, but is a dad who just cares about his kid and maybe doesn't know how to stand up to his father, who's a little bit overbearing sometimes. You also got Dustin Hoffman, Emma Thompson, Ben Stiller giving really great performances in this film. It got no recognition whatsoever, and I think part of that could be the allegations about Dustin Hoffman that came out at the time, which is kind of a shame because Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller are really giving amazing performances in this film. Again, it's a very sweet movie starring Adam Sandler, and it's on Netflix, so go check it out if you haven't seen it already. Coming in at number 2, this might shock some people. It's Uncut Gems. I'm putting this at number 2 because I want number 1 to be a movie Adam Sandler actually wrote, and it was like an Adam Sandler movie. This one I don't really think is quite there because it's not really an Adam Sandler movie. It's a Safdie Brothers movie that Adam Sandler is starring in. However, he is playing opposite a basketball player, which also happened with, you know, Shaq and Grown Ups too, so kind of there. If you know me personally, you know that Uncut Gems is actually my favorite movie of all time. There, I said it, okay? I don't like saying that about movies that just came out, but this movie has everything that I would ever want in the film. It's got a great performance from a comedian that I admire, a really great character study of that performance. It's a thriller. It's talking about a gambling addiction. It has Idina Menzel in it. It's a fantastic movie, and I don't know why. I think I just like watching movies that make my heart beat way too fast because I really just love watching this movie over and over and over again. This is a movie I actually haven't seen in a while, and it genuinely makes me sad that I haven't been able to sit down and watch this. Whatever the case, go see Uncut Gems if you haven't seen it already, alright? Or better yet, unsubscribe if you haven't seen Uncut Gems already. What's wrong with you? I'm kidding, please don't unsubscribe. Please subscribe actually, it would really help me out a lot. And the #1 best Adam Sandler movie is Happy Gilmore. I think I said earlier Big Daddy was my favorite Adam Sandler movie growing up. It's actually this one. This one is hilarious. He gets into a fight with Bob Barker. He's playing golf extremely aggressively. In fact, I used to golf as a kid, and every time I'd go on the golf course, there was at least one kid doing the Happy Gilmore shot. What is there to say about this movie that hasn't been said already? It's a laugh a minute. It actually feels like an improvement on Billy Madison. His relationship with Julie Bowen is really sweet, and they actually rekindled that in Hubie Halloween. Again, another honorable mention that I really kind of enjoyed, surprisingly. And the relationship between him and his grandmother is just fantastic. Plus, this has got one of the greatest comedy villains ever, which is Shooter McGavin. When the line that you say is, "I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast." He also got great supporting cast members like Carl Weathers and Ben Stiller playing a complete psycho. And this is just a hilarious movie. It's definitely the best golf movie ever made, which, I mean, it isn't really saying much. Definitely better than Caddyshack, in my opinion. My dad's gonna kill me for saying that. Anyway, those are my favorite Adam Sandler movies. Let me know what your favorite movie is that he has done. Is it Uncut Gems? Is it Little Nicky? Is it The Ridiculous Six? Please don't say The Ridiculous Six. Please, just don't. And if you enjoyed watching this and you would like to see more, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. It really helps me a lot. Follow me on Twitter. My name is Matt Hall Videos. I just joined actually, so that's very exciting. And as always, stay groovy, watch a movie.